So it's Sunday afternoon at the moment and I have just had the loveliest weekend with 4 of my best friends from university. Last night we had a few Prosecco's and stayed in and danced all around her living room, which I think was, well, we thought it was really fun. I'm not sure how Cara's boyfriend found it.
Excellent.
And at the moment I am at St Pancras station, as you can see. Here's my outfit of the day, and sorry about the bad lighting. I will link everything in the description box below. I've got a white kimono jumper from French Connection, a faux suede pink biker jacket, some ripped jeans and some super comfy plimsolls from Clarks, and I've got that on with a statement necklace from Etsy. And now it's time to go and meet Cara, who's one of my best friends from uni, and she works as a nurse in London. Hey Cara! Cheers, we've got our little smoothies. Healthy smoothie. This was that weekend in February where we had like the nicest weather and it felt like spring had come early, and we sat outside in this glorious little cafe in London and had some really tasty food and just caught up about all the things that we wanted to catch up about since we last saw each other a few months ago. Wait, the sun's... So we have a kind of tradition that every time we all meet up, we all go to TK Maxx. Cara's got arms full
I've got cushions that I'm not allowed.
And I've got a load of underwear. After a full day of shopping and eating, we went back to Cara's for some proper relaxation and some more food.
I'm so comfortable. I love these pillows.
Bing bong.
I really like this picture of us.
Oh, that's such a nice
That was all big as well.
I think I was crying at this one because it was the last time.
It was
that
last
was
popped
such
up,
a fun
wasn't it?
night.
And this is Cara and her beautiful cat Magnus. He's so cute. Then after dinner we popped open loads of bottles of Prosecco and basically just danced around the room all evening. Cara, your house has so many nice things. These are a couple of the cushions that she bought yesterday at TK Maxx. The weather is so nice. Hey girls. Hi. It's February and Cara can actually hang her washing out on the line. It's so lovely. And have a look at Magnus. Magnus.
Are we filming?
And now we're heading out to have some lunch. It was so fun doing loads of shopping yesterday. We all picked up loads of nice bits and Cara got this beautiful dress. Yes! We got this phone case. Here it is. Tortoise shell. And I will show you guys what I got in a bit of a haul later on in the video. Thank you so much for having us, Cara.
You're welcome.
It's been so lovely. You'll definitely have to be in one of my videos at some point.
Yes.
Yeah, next time you come and visit me, we can do a little video together. And now it's time to make my way back across London to catch my train back up north. And I always find it such an adventure to travel around London because it feels like a bit of a holiday because I always come here for fun things and there's so much to see and experience. So while I was there, I saw this crowd of people and I was like, what are they queuing for? And then, as you can see, when I zoom in, they are here for platform 9 3/4 from Harry Potter. So I'm just waiting for my train to arrive. I think I've got about 20 minutes, so I'm just going to go have a look around the shops and get some good train snacks. On the train back, I'm going to spend a bit of time doing some editing. But yeah, I've just had a really lovely weekend and I feel like it's really refueled my batteries. It's the first time in ages that I've had a few days off in a row. I had just finished a set of 7 shifts in a row, so I was really exhausted and I really needed this weekend with my girlfriends just to kind of recharge my batteries and remember that there is life outside the hospital. I really enjoy the chance to go on trains because it means that I can actually stop and just spend a bit of time reading or doing some editing and actually just relax for a little while. Vince picked me up from the station when I arrived back and we went out for food at our favourite restaurant just because it was Sunday evening and neither of us really wanted to cook.
I can't watch chopsticks. This might be a video in itself.
I believe in you.
Oh no.
So I'm back home now, and Vince and I are just gonna have a nice evening on the sofa. I've just had a shower, so I'm feeling all squeaky clean. We've really been getting into this show called Marvelous Miss. Is it called Marvelous Mrs. Maisel?
Yeah.
Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. It's really light-hearted and it's just like such easy watching. So I think we're gonna sit down and snuggle and watch that. So I know that a lot of you are interested in what shifts I work and how many hours I work. And actually, while we were at the meal, we were talking about what shifts I've got this week. Yeah. And I'm working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I've got 3 10-hour shifts. I've got a day off on Thursday, but I have to go in for a supervisor meeting. And then I'm working Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I'm basically doing a 7-day week. But while we were at the meal, we were talking about what we're going to be doing next year.
Yeah.
And a lot of you asked me about what I'm going to be doing in the future. And well, do you want to tell them what we're doing?
We're planning on going travelling.
Yeah.
So East Asia all the way to Australia, New Zealand. Should be lovely.
Please don't jiggle. It's making my arm go like that. You're going to have to do it again. So what are we going to be doing?
We're going travelling.
Stop jiggling your leg.
I can't help it. That's what I do when I'm happy. Fine, I'll be sad.
So yeah, we're going travelling.
I look like I've got 2 black eyes. We're going travelling! Is that better?
Yeah. Anyway, time for Mrs. Maisel.
Yep, let's go.
The sun is shining, it's the start of a new week, and I don't start work until 2 p.m, so I am going to head out for a run now. I just wanted to show you this running top as well. I love these tops. I bought this one on Amazon, and I'll link it down below, and it's got a built-in bra. So this is the back of it. The actual top kind of hangs down, so it exposes a bit of your back, and then it's got this beautiful crisscross design. And I absolutely love the fact that it's got a sports bra built in, because it just means it's one less item of clothing you have to think about, so you can just chuck it on and go. And this is what it looks like on. And I do actually find that it gives me good support while I'm running, so yeah, I would definitely recommend this. And I will link it down below. I've got a couple. I've got a blue one and I've got this one. And I'm ready to go. I've also got my Garmin running watch. And if you guys don't use a running watch and you're kind of trying to get into running, then I would definitely recommend it. It's made me run a lot better, a lot faster, because I can track my time. It just kind of spurs me on. Let's go! I like going out running before a shift because I feel like it really perks me up for the rest of the day, and especially when it's sunny like this. I'm just taking off my nail varnish before I start work, because obviously at work we're not allowed to wear nail varnish, which is sad. This weekend with the girls, we were all talking about careers and jobs and, you know, chatting about our work. And we all realised that none of us actually went into our jobs straight from university. And I just wanted to tell you guys about that, because I think that there's this kind of misconception that when you're doing your GCSEs and A-levels and when you're at uni, you're going to have your whole life mapped out ahead of you and that you're going to know exactly what you want to do. But actually, for me, all of my close friends and most of my family, that has not been the case at all. So, for example, if you've watched any of my videos before, you might know that I did graduate entry medicine. And I also had a few years out working and travelling. Lucy did biomedical science with me as an undergrad. That's how we met. She did a PhD, but she's also just had 9 months out travelling, and she's now doing a research job, but thinking about going into secondary school teaching, so that's quite different. Chloe did English language for her degree, and she now works as a careers consultant. Cara, she had a really interesting route, so she did politics for her degree. And then when she graduated, she got a graduate scheme job in London, and then she ended up working for the police for a while, and then she retrained and did graduate entry nursing. Her and I started work around the same time. She started doing nursing and I started being a doctor around the same time. So it's really interesting chatting with her, and we love sharing our experiences with each other and like kind of giving each other advice from each other's side. So yeah, I just thought it was quite interesting that that none of us have kind of taken a straight line path. I kind of wanted to give you guys a bit of reassurance if you're in that part of your life where you're thinking, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Just wanted you to know that you don't have to have it all figured out now. You can work it out as you go along, and you don't have to take one straight path. Okay, time to go to work. Vince came home for lunch, which was really nice. He only works about 2 miles from where we live, so he can pop home for lunch occasionally, and it's really nice when I'm working these late shifts because it means we get a little bit of extra time together, because obviously I won't be home in the evening. Oh, my last shift that I did at work, I was feeling really drained and I was working so slowly, and I was really embarrassed because I felt like the consultant must have thought that I was really stupid because I was genuinely just taking forever to do everything. But right now I'm feeling very, very much recharged and very ready to start work. I think today's going to be a good shift. Before I started this job, I was really nervous that the commute would be sort of like a bit of a drag for me, between half an hour and an hour commute. But actually, I really love that time. I use it as kind of time to decompress after my shift, or time to just enjoy listening to podcasts or listening to audiobooks. Time for work. And for those of you who don't know, I am working in the emergency department at the moment, so I'm quite limited about what I can actually film in the hospital. I forgot my spoon for my break, so once again I had to eat my yoghurt with a wooden fork. It's 1 a.m. and I have just realised that I haven't actually vlogged at all since I started my shift. I've had a really busy shift. I was in resus, which is like the area of A&E where the most sick patients go, the ones who are quite unstable. So it was a really, really busy shift, and it's quite strange because I feel not out of my depth in resus, but I feel like it's quite challenging because all of the patients are so unwell. Anyway, I am going to head to bed now because I'm super tired and I really need some sleep. Good morning, guys. I hope you can hear me over the sound of the kettle boiling and the washing machine on. I could not sleep last night. I ended up coming downstairs and watching YouTube videos for a couple of hours, or maybe, no, not a couple of hours, maybe like an hour, because I didn't want to keep Vince up. So I ended up sleeping in till 11 this morning. So I've had about 9 hours sleep, which feels good. I'm feeling really like out of it though, like really lethargic. So I'm gonna make myself a coffee and a smoothie, and then I'm gonna go for a walk because it's another beautiful, beautiful day. And I will tell you guys all about my shift last night because it was actually really, really interesting. So to my smoothie, I'm adding some cucumber, some frozen mango, a big handful of spinach, a whole banana, and some linseeds, which you can just buy from Aldi. I tend to just add to my smoothies whatever I have in the house, fruit and veg wise, and I've always got some frozen fruit in the freezer. And now this blender, I would not recommend this blender. It's rubbish. It takes a really long time to blend all of the fruit, but I don't want to buy any new household things until we've gone travelling because we're thinking about moving house at that point. So I'm going to hold out and wait for one of those ninja blenders or whatever they're called. I wanted to show you the things that I got when I was in London as well, when I went shopping with Lucy, Cara and Chloe. And also on my train journey down to London, the loveliest thing happened. And Mum, I think I'm officially famous now, because there was this girl sat next to me. She was 12 years old. And she kept looking over at me while we were on the train, and eventually she looked at me and was like, "Are you a YouTuber?" And I was like, "Yes." And she's like, "Oh, I've watched your videos." So we had the loveliest journey. I ended up chatting to her the whole way. She was there with her little sister Hannah and her mum, and her name is Rebecca. So hi Rebecca, if you're watching this. And she gave me 2 Mawams. I had one on my journey back, and I'm gonna have this one today. So thank you, Rebecca. It was so lovely meeting you. And she showed me loads of really cool photo editing apps, so I've been playing with those. Anyway, these are the things that I bought when I was in London. If any of you follow me on Instagram at Dr. Sarah Nicholls, then you might have seen that a little while ago I had a bit of a mishap with one of my lipstick. I ended up putting it in the washing machine and in the dryer with all of my work uniforms, and the lipstick like melted and went over every single one of my uniforms, and it's ruined them all. They're all covered in splodges of lipstick, and it kind of looks like blood stains. It's really horrible and really gross. And I also ended up losing my lipstick, so not the best result. But I thought I'd treat myself to a few new lipsticks. I got this one, which is a Rimmel Kate Moss one, and it's in shade number 8. This is the picture that I saw on Pinterest that made me want to buy it, and the original photos are from howdoit.com. And I bought this one because I thought it was quite a nice neutral colour, kind of almost like my natural lip colour. I saw it on Pinterest and it looked really pretty on, so yeah, I got this one. And then I bought a couple of Nicholls ones, which I haven't actually tried yet. I just tried them on the back of my hand when I was in Boots. I bought shade 19, Cannes and Sao Paulo, so I'll try those on and show you guys. Then in TK Maxx, I treated myself to some new underwear, and I wanted to treat myself to some bras that actually fit me and look nice. This one and this one, and I bought the matching knickers as well. I think I might get myself a few new ones from Marks and Spencer's as well, just some really plain basic ones, and then get rid of all of the ones in my drawer that I'm just not wearing because they either don't fit me, I don't feel good in them, and actually just have things in my wardrobe that I really love. And I also picked up these slippers from TK Maxx. These are some Totes Toasties ones. They were £8. They've got a nice rubber sole and they are ridiculously squishy, and they feel really firm, and they've got a bit of an arch support. So I thought these would be my summer slippers because they won't be too warm because they've got a nice open toe. So looking forward to wearing those. And then on my phone I have this list. I've got literally lists for everything. I'm obsessed with lists. But I've got a list of clothes that I'd like to buy in the future. If I see like a video or an Instagram post when someone wearing a certain item of clothing and think that it might go with my wardrobe, I write down that item and then keep an eye out for it in the shops. One of the items on that list was like a black zip-up hoodie or just a jacket, kind of like a sportswear one, because all of the sports jackets I've got are like fluorescent pink raincoats and things, and I wanted something that was a little bit more chic and pretty. I found this one in H&M, and I thought it was really nice because it's got this like padded bit in the middle, so it's nice and warm, and it cinches you in a bit at the waist, and it's also got a hood. So I am going to go out on my walk today and wear this. Ooh, it's like really fleecy on the inside, and it's got these thumb holes as well. And this is what it looks like on. I think this will be perfect for spring, especially on these days where kind of warm, kind of cold, don't really know what to wear. It's 11:30 in the morning, which means I've got 2.5 hours until I start my shift, so time to go for that walk. I wanted to get outside today, but I didn't think I had enough time to go out for a run and wash my hair, so just coming out for a walk, and I'm really happy I am because it's such a beautiful sunshine. I mean, look at this weather. So I'm really making an effort at the moment to try and get outside more. I saw an Instagram post the other day, and this lady was showing her local beach, and it was like beautiful white sand, turquoise water, and she was saying that even she doesn't get outside enough, even though she lives there. And it really reminded me that getting outside is like such a conscious effort, and you have to make the time and put the effort in to do it, even if you do love being outside in nature like I do. And especially with the job that I do, if you've seen any of my vlogs before, you'll know that the emergency department is a windowless cave. So getting outside is something that I actually have to make an effort to do to go and see some sunlight. So I thought I'd tell you guys about my shift yesterday. As I mentioned last night, I was in resus. So resus is where the really sickest patients go. That's where the major trauma calls are. It's generally really busy and very full on, and I kind of felt like it was a real massive privilege to be able to work in there. I've done a few shifts in there now, and even though you're doing the same kind of thing as you are in the majors department, it does feel a bit more high pressure because the patients just are that bit sicker. So there's a bit more pressure to do things at a faster pace. So yesterday the first patient I saw was someone who had sepsis. Second patient I saw was someone who had sepsis and had a heart attack and had dementia, so he wasn't able to give us any history himself. So that was quite a difficult one. And not only that, I was being assessed during that. So we have these things called mini KECs. It's like a clinical examination, and we have to do them for our portfolio. And what it is a consultant comes and watches you take a history and examine a patient. So kind of nerve-wracking, and to have that happening while I was examining and taking a history from this patient who was like so poorly, and it was just a really difficult case. I tried my best not to get flustered, and to be honest, I didn't feel like it went that well, but the consultant gave me a pat on the shoulder afterwards and was like, "You did well." So Hopefully it went okay. Yeah, so for our portfolio we have to then write those up as a case, and then the consultant will give us some feedback and sign us off. So I am going to do that in my break today. Also, I was wondering what you guys think of this kind of like longer weekly vlog, and whether you prefer me doing kind of like shorter videos of just a one-day vlog where it's a bit more in detail, or if you would rather me do videos like this where I take you along for a whole week in my life. Yeah, I'm just kind of testing the water with it. So far I'm enjoying filming it, so I'd be happy to make more of these if you guys like them. But let me know in the comments below what you would like to see more of in terms of vlogs. I'm still trying to get used to this whole vlogging in public thing, and someone just ran past and I was like, okay, see you mum, and pretended I was on FaceTime. Somehow I feel like that's more socially appropriate than just filming yourself talking. I've just arrived at work and I'm really glad I went for my walk, because I think I would feel a little bit resentful of going inside and working all day if I hadn't been out in the sunshine. Anyway, I just wanted to show you guys the lipstick stains that I was talking about that are literally all over my uniforms. Look, literally everywhere, all these little dots everywhere on my uniforms. So don't put your lipsticks in the wash, kids. Anyway, here's a few shots of the hospital that I work in. It's a really big, quite ugly building, but I think it looks really beautiful in the sunshine. Everything looks beautiful in the sunshine. I'm working another 2 till midnight shift today. I'm not going to lie, one of my favourite parts of the job is the fact that I can wear trainers on this job. Wow, oh my gosh, that was such a busy shift. I'm just walking out of the hospital now. Saw lots of interesting cases. I didn't get a minute to vlog or even think about vlogging because I was rushed off my feet, and the patients I was looking after were really quite unwell. When I get a minute, I'll sit down and properly tell you all about it. And you have to excuse my appearance, but this is how I'm looking right now when I've finished my 10-hour shift. I mean, it wasn't actually that busy. The department was fine today, which is a surprise because it's normally absolutely nuts, and there's normally trolleys all over the emergency department filled with patients and not enough cubicles to fit everyone in. But today it wasn't actually that busy, and it felt like we had enough staff, so we coped well. But the patients that we did have were really sick. So I had a patient who came in with a headache and a few other symptoms. It turned out that she had a bleed on the brain, so I had to get her rushed to neurosurgery urgently, and I've never had to do that before, so it was kind of crazy for me because when you get patients with the symptoms that she had, one of the things that you think about is a bleed on the brain, and especially because she was on a blood thinner. But normally it turns out that there's no bleed on the brain and that they've got something else wrong with them. But it was just such a surprise that she did have one and that she had to be rushed to surgery. So, and I'm going to follow that up tomorrow and see how she gets on. I feel quite proud of myself because I feel like I did quite a thorough history and examination, and I thought really widely about all the differential diagnosis that it could be. I'm definitely going to reflect on that case and do a proper write-up of it for my portfolio, because there were just so many different teams involved. I was pleased that it meant that she could get diagnosed with the right thing and be promptly treated. So hopefully she will have a good prognosis. Anyway, I'm going to get myself home to bed. I thought I was going to be able to vlog in my break, but honestly I was just so brain dead. I ended up just watching some YouTube videos and also doing some video editing of my own. 2 shifts done this week, 4 to go. Oh, this little lady is ready for bed. I'm meant to be starting work at this minute, but it has taken me about 10 minutes to find a parking space. Honestly, parking in this trust is an absolute joke. So for today's shift, I'm working in the urgent treatment unit, and that is an area of A&E where I get my own little cubicle and patients are well enough that they can walk in and wait in a waiting area rather than being on trolleys brought in by ambulance. I took my break at about 8 o'clock, and I've got 2 hummus and roasted vegetable wraps with spinach, some yogurt, some satsumas, And I always bring a thermos with me, and tonight I didn't want to have any caffeine, so I've got this pucker tea, peppermint and licorice flavour, and I bring some hot water in my thermos. My yoghurt is some frozen fruit. I got some cherries and some raspberries, and I just stir it into the yoghurt. Frozen fruit keeps everything nice and cool in my lunchbox, but it's defrosted by the time I come to eat it. Got Hannah with me, one of my besties from medical school. She's just finishing her shift. How was it, Hannah?
Well, I mean, there's been better shifts and there's been worse shifts.
Pretty standard.
Yeah, I'm just very much looking forward to going to bed.
2 hours and I'll be done.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nice to see you.
Are you on tomorrow?
No, I've got a day off tomorrow.
The dream.
The dream.
No, it's the weekend.
Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, you'll be together.
Oh, yes. That's so good. We can have our breaks together.
Probably not.
Perhaps not. We can dream. All right, get home safe.
Bye.
Just finishing work and I am really, really tired now. Just finishing work and leaving. It's about midnight on Wednesday night, and I do actually have a day off tomorrow, but I have to go into work because I have my consultant supervisor meeting, and it's the only day that my consultant was free and I was free on the same day. So I have to drive into work, which is really annoying on the one day that I've got off in the week, but it does mean that I'll get something signed off on my portfolio. So that's a good thing. I had a really, really interesting shift. I saw someone with a PE, which is a pulmonary embolus, which is a clot in the lungs that's travelled up from the legs. I saw someone with papilledema, which is where you get a raised optic disc, which can mean that you have high pressure in the brain. And I saw someone who has had new onset of seizures who is not known to be epileptic. So they are being admitted to find out if they may have epilepsy. Anyway, guys, on my break this evening, I started to actually edit this vlog, which was weird because I kind of felt like I was in some kind of like weird Inception dream thing where I was like editing a thing that I'm currently doing. Anyway, I noticed I had a whole hour of footage just for this vlog. I was going to make it a whole week, but to be honest, the rest of my week is going to be much of a muchness. All I'm going to be doing is going to work and going to sleep. So I think I'll wrap it up here. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. If you have watched all of this way to the end, please leave me a thumbs up and a little comment down below, because I would love to know if you'd like to see more of these vlogs, or let me know if you prefer the shorter ones. Also, just come say hey. I love reading your comments and being in touch with you guys. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.